Hello, you beautiful people. And James.
The Sphinx was
What-
dated to be 12,000 BC.
12,000 BC. So that's before the
12,000.
pyramids.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So who created the Sphinx? And how did they date
T-Rex.
it back? Did they do a carbon
Dave.
date? How-
T-Rex.
Okay. Okay.
Well, whoever created the Sphinx was before the ancient Egyptians, because Egyptians found the Sphinx when it was already out of the forest, because it was in the rainforest.
So the
Sphinx
vegetation was already gone.
yes.
Okay.
The Sphinx was blasted by heavy rain. So
Blessed by heavy rain.
blasted by heavy rain. It was in a tropical area that was stormy.
You
Yeah, 'cause
think
the
the rain
water
molded the
marks on-
Sphinx?
It should, no. The Egyptians carved the Sphinx, but what it used to look like, we don't know how it used to look like. But
No.
the Egyptians got a hold of it and carved a face into it.
How do you know the Sphinx was even a Sphinx? Like, how do you know it? Because you know, like, there's
Because
some.
that's
James, listen.
what they've named it, mate.
Some people, yes, exactly. Some people thought it was a lion.
Okay, my question is, do you think they would just walk like, oi, in it?
Wait, why'd you go British, bro?
James.
No, just listen.
Yeah, they
I'm
settled.
coming to a point.
They settled there because they found that.
How do you know that people weren't just walking around and like seeing something that looked like a lion? Because you know how, like, even if you walk around now, like a tree will look like there's a face on it, or a loaf of bread looks like there's or you know what I'm saying? Like the way humans are, like, oh, that looks like something. Like, you ever looked at the cloud? That cloud
Oh
looks
yeah.
like so how do you know
Look
that
at
they're
dick,
walking
yeah.
around? How do you know they're walking around like, oh, that looks like something majestic? Let's settle here and carve it into the Sphinx. Is what I asked George, and George said those carved markings that predated.
The only
Yeah.
The only thing that Egyptians did was mess with the face. They
Like,
left everything else alone.
which civilization was it as well? I can't remember. It's an ancient civilization. To us, it was ancient, but they built their city foundations on foundations that were predated them. So there was a civilization before them that already did the foundations, and they just built on top of it. I think, was it the ancient Greeks? I can't. I generally, I'll have to look it up.
You know Babylon, bro, the tower.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know anything about Babylon. I've never done any research. I've only heard about it like when people say
That's
something like
where
that.
Gilgamesh was buried.
Gilgamesh. I don't know who Gilgamesh is.
Anime terms, he's the guy that summons all those weapons.
Oh, I know that. I know from freaking Fate.
Now, Fate. Now, take his story, because that story was real.
All those stories has to be real.
Then,
like-
then you know who Gilgamesh is. Then you know who Gilgamesh is.
But like real life,
All right.
I don't know who Gilgamesh is in real life.
He's dead.
I know.
You know the story of Gilgamesh, therefore you know Gilgamesh.
I do not know the story of Gilgamesh because I never finished Fate.
Anyways, yeah, the Babylon Tower, bro. What they was trying to build, I don't know the exact stuff, because I have to remember the wording and the names. And then it was someone that got mad at it because they were trying to build so they could reach the heavens. Which, when they say reach the heavens, they're not trying to get out of the earth realm. They're trying to harness enough power, right?
So you don't think he was building a tower to walk up to heaven? You think it was like some kind of homing beacon or like
Now
some
listen,
kind of...
listen. When you build a computer, you know, you need to have all this stuff in it to have all this power. When they're building out of stone and everything, the bigger, the more stone and design and everything, it was the way they designed the tower, it harnesses power. It's proven.
Okay.
So they was trying to make it big enough to harness insanely amount of power. What they was going to do with it, I don't know. They said they was trying to reach heaven.
You're not talking about like the typical electricity that's here, like a light switch or whatever. You're talking about a different type of energy that they was trying to harness through stone.
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
exactly.
All right. So I've heard that there's like, if you look at certain structures from the ancient times, like from the sky, it actually mimics circuit boards and PCs and phones and stuff. it looks just like a circuit board. Now, I don't know if it's a coincidence or circuit boards were created because of that. Like, were circuit boards mimicking our circuit, or like typical computer circuit boards mimicking the structures we see from the sky? Or it's just a coincidence that circuit boards look like the images we can see from the sky?
It was stated to be a coincidence because
so humans. So no matter what humans.
Am I muted?
You're talking low.
Oh, you just interrupted me.
You're answering me. You're answering the right way.
No, I'm still talking, and you keep on busting in. That's what I was wondering if I'm muted or not.
Oh, you're talking low.
Okay, my mic was too far away.
Sorry to interrupt. I can't find the ancient city that I know. I fucking heard it. I just can't find it, and I'm bored of looking.
Oh, okay. That means it doesn't exist, Bulldog. You had a dream about it.
Okay. Yeah, but the whole power thing, that's what they was working with. You know, stone can conduct energy way better than what we can do now, because the way we harness energy is temporary.
Temporary energy. That's why the battery was created, to store the energy we create. So
right now, James, you go over there to those ancient sites and put one of our energy measuring devices up to it. It's still producing energy.
It's still getting off energy?
Yes.
Interesting.
Some of the material in the walls that they used, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I think I know what city you're on about.
It has nothing to do with material. It has something to do with the design they created. It was so precise that sound hit in a certain area would travel, and they used the sound, and those designs is designed to harness energy. It's all vibration, but sound was the key component in those stones to harness the frequency they needed to harness energy. I'm butchering this information, so if anyone knows what I'm talking about, hey.
It's off memory, obviously, isn't it? So
way off memory. I mean, we can Google it right now if we wanted to, but we're not.